Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Team GOWGO Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts for this evening. I'm Blitzball Champ, and on the other end via Skype is Hollywood Cinema. What's up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Oh, I'm good. I am rocking my newest shirt, the Undisputed Era shirt for tonight's broadcast,
Oh yeah.
which I purchased this shirt at the Evolve 122 wrestling event that myself and Hollywood Cinema went to last weekend. Um, I guess we'll start off with that to usher in this episode. So, for the both of us, this was our first time ever attending an Evolve wrestling show. And I had known about Evolve Wrestling, which I'm sure you did as well, Hollywood Cinema. Of course, they do a lot of pay-per-views. They're on the WWN network. And, Dragon Gate has done a lot of collaborations in the past with Evolve. They've kind of had their own, collaboration together. And, we've seen a lot of different wrestlers. Like, I know for me, I've gotten a chance to see, a lot of wrestlers in Dragon Gate actually make it through to WWE. For example, Ricochet, Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose. Let's see, Lindsay Dorado. Just some examples there. Johnny Gargano, Rich Swann. Those great examples there. And of course, there's been a handful that have also been on Evolve, like Johnny Gargano again, Drew McIntyre. I believe TJP. TJP was on there. Cedric Alexander was on there. Fire away.
A lot of people.
Yeah. If there was any that I didn't mention.
None that I could think of, but yeah, there's Evolve's become an affiliate promotion where you can see that Triple H has kept his eye on Evolve for a while now.
Yes, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you, wow. This was a phenomenal show. And thank you once again, Hollywood Cinema, for joining me. This was in Concord, North Carolina, for just in case I didn't mention that, at the Cabarrus Arena. But bro, thank you so much for joining me for that. It was, oh my goodness, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
Literally every wrestling match on the card blew me away from start to finish. The first match was Kurt Scallion versus Harlem Bravado, and which I've knew about the Bravado brothers, but Harlem and Kurt, they just the opening match was just incredible, very hard hitting, very back and forth.
Yeah.
And honestly, from that first match, I had a good feeling that this show was just gonna really surprise me. I mean, I don't know what you felt after that first match, but
I had a real high feeling that it was about to be amazing. That show was crazy. That first match was insane.
Did you really? Honestly, did you really have a lot of high expectations before the show started?
Only in that I was like, I know I'm going to enjoy the wrestling on here because this is just, I know the quality of which they're going to be, performing, and I'm expecting nothing less than to be blown away.
Yes. I had seen only a little bit of Evolve via promos, certain clips, but it had been of wrestlers that I knew of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and of course, when they did the Cruiserweight Classic, some of the qualifier matches they did came from Evolve. So I thought that
Yes.
was pretty cool, and each of those you're actually able to watch via YouTube. And but yeah, back to the card. Like, oh my goodness, like I don't necessarily remember every. Actually, you know what? I still have my
But,
poster. Here we go. I
but say,
got
I'm on the I about to say and I'm on the WWN website, so I can just go right to it too. So get it
yeah,
up.
I got the card right here as well. So yeah, first match, Kurt Scallion, Harlem Bravado. Amazing way to open up the show. Amazing way. But technically, the Street Profits got on the mic and kind of gave a little introduction before the show
Yeah,
started. So I thought that was really cool.
warming up the crowd.
Indeed, the Street Profits and Adam Cole were actually part of the meet and greet, the paid meet and greet, because they had some of the other wrestlers there that was in a meet and greet, kind of showcasing their own merchandise, which I found out you didn't necessarily have to buy their merchandise to get a photo with them, but and you made a good point about this at the show, Hollywood Cinema. It's always good for those that you support, buy a piece of merchandise, if you can, and it makes it more meaningful.
Yeah, because I want to support you and let you know that you are killing it out here.
Yeah, and for example, it was kind of one of the things that I did at Chikara for Shenron. On the second time I saw him live, and I was just like so amazed by his work. We kind of chatted afterwards, and I was like, it's like, you know what? Let me go through your shirts. I would love to buy a shirt. Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I only saw him maybe one more show afterwards, but still, like, you show your
You're a
support. I mean,
fan.
heck, I don't. I originally didn't like the Undisputed Era name, but
Yeah,
shoot, I'm wearing an Undisputed Era shirt I bought with my own
yeah, you
money,
are. Mm-hmm.
and it's their most updated one with Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong on the back. So it's like, hey, I like all
All
four of
right,
them. So
you do. Those are your guys, man.
yeah, they also had the WWN champion JD Drake. Um, they also had Swerve, Shane Strickland. Um,
Swerve. I'm a Swerve fan.
they also had the Evolve champion after the show. He hung out and to sign autographs and sell merch. Austin Theory, but yeah, they had a good handful of
Yep.
wrestlers that chilled out with the
I
with
feel
the
like
fans.
everybody at some point was over there. At some point, I feel like everybody was there at some point.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely.
And that's what at least that's what it felt like.
Um.
Because that tall guy that I forgot his name with the awesome finisher, uh,
Oh, Josh
Josh
Briggs.
Briggs. Yeah, he was over there for a while.
Dude, speaking of that finisher, because that was the second match. It was him and DJZ. Dude, that finisher, because he countered DJZ's 450, and it looked like he
Insane.
was gonna do a choke slam. He ended up doing
Mm-hmm.
like a choke slam into
Into
like,
a backstabber. Into a backstabber.
yeah. I was
I was
like,
like, what?
what,
What?
dude?
That was oh my god!
As soon as he did that, I knew
Like
right then and there
I
it was
feel like
over.
it better have been. Like I don't know. Like other than like Kurt Stallion like going like head first into that damn guardrail. That was the second time I was like, oh my god! Like just like what
Oh
did I just
yeah.
see?
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause Harlem Bravado moved out of the way and he went like head slash
Like,
collarbone first.
yeah, like into a wall. Like it don't remind me of It
Well,
reminded me of that year I went to Raw, and it was right before Money in the Bank, and it was Chris Benoit and Shelton Benjamin,
mm-hmm.
and Shelton Benjamin like did a suicide dive out of the ring, and Benoit just smacks him in the face with the ladder, and I was up like in like
Ooh.
the 200s or the 400s, being like, God, darn, like yo, you just killed this dude. Like, there's no
Dang.
way to protect yourself from a suicide dive and to get smacked in the face with a ladder. Like it's just like, ow, 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 ow. Why would you agree to do that? There's no way that doesn't suck.
I mean, I would have thought Kurt Scallion would have like lessened his momentum, knowing if he was gonna,
Yeah,
have to take that sort of spot onto the railing, but he went
but he
full
did not.
force.
He did not slow up at all. He didn't pull up. He didn't do anything. He just went face first into it. Just,
Honestly, that was probably the most cringe worthy moment for me that night, because I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. That was bad. That was scary.
I'm surprised he didn't break his collarbone.
Yeah,
Like,
I was instantly like, oh my God, is he okay?
Jesus. Like, but thankfully
First thing.
he was okay. But man, that was scary. That was scary.
Don't do it no more.
DJ Z had his head shaved. Like,
That was weird. That's at first I was like, EJZ. Like, is that you, bruh?
I know, right? I mean, I knew it was him because of his entrance had the funky gear and everything. But when he took his helmet off, I was like,
that's not you.
I mean, that was him in the face, but it's like that's not
Yeah, that's
typical.
not the way you usually look, bruh.
Yeah, but another great match. Josh Briggs is insane, and he has one of the coolest finishers I've ever seen. I didn't even catch the name of that finisher. It was like he's got to have like some name for it.
There was a name for it in some article I read. Somebody did I gotta find it. I'm not gonna find it anytime soon. But yeah, whoever reviewed I forgot what website I was on. They knew the name of it.
Oh, okay.
And I guess I'll know what show we were at, because since I have WWN Network in this piece, I'm now a member of Club WWN. So now we get 50% off of tickets to Evolve shows and percentage off of merch. Yay!
How much is the subscription?
$10.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Oh,
you better get on that, boy.
shoot.
And it's on the Fire Stick too, homie. And you get to watch all. Okay, so here's the thing: you get access to all their shows, right? But you can also do. They also do video on demand. So we could have watched the show in Concord for $10. Because usually it's 20, but we get half off of the video on demand, things like that.
Oh, because of the subscription.
Yeah. Or you could just wait until like how many weeks has it been? A week, and now it's up there. So
Oh.
So if I broke my leg and I was like, I am not sitting front seat with a broken leg. I learned my lesson, get my toe smashed. I would pay like $10 to watch it on the app live. Is what I would probably do. Like just that kind of situation, which is good to have if I ever chose to, because it's dope.
Oh,
you can access all the different branded. Yeah, like if something were to happen, you weren't able to go to a show you paid for.
Yeah.
Or if you have like a Saturday or a Friday and you're like, well, I want to watch the show and I want to watch Velveteen Dream show. I want to see what happens with Swerve and that crew and that new stable and all that stuff like that. You could just be like, oh, it's Friday. I'll pay $10. Let me get that.
Heck yeah, dude, that's pretty cool.
Watch it live. I think it's dope.
That's a bargain.
Right.
But
shit, I paid $10 for New Japan Pro Wrestling and I barely watched that.
Yeah, but
those shows are 4 hours.
But we know it's still good though. The quality is still there.
It's amazing. That's why I still pay for it, because I would watch it anytime I get a chance to.
Amen to that. We also had a fatal 4-way match involving Leon Ruff, Colby Carino, Joe Gacy, and it doesn't list the other guy. The other guy that looks like Slim Shady.
Oh, it was something C. Oh, let me scroll down on the card. Let's see. because he was somebody that apparently has been around for a while. I'm not
Oh,
familiar. Apparently, he had been in early ECW. It
really?
was,
Oh,
yeah, apparently. Where's it? I see Evolve Tag Team, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, yeah, they don't say. It's weird. Not this one. This one's like it says complete card, but that's not right. Like they literally don't tell you who was in that match. Really
yeah.
weird.
But
Like last minute.
but yeah, like that was a pretty cool fatal 4-way match, and then just Joe Gacy went off and just like lit everyone up. And then he
Yeah,
had some sort of crazy finisher turned to like bitter end sort of
it wasn't.
finisher. It was crazy. It was freaking crazy. Like they got some sick finishers
That.
in Evolve.
Yes, they do. I love it.
But it was cool to see Colby Carino again. I haven't seen him since the Top Prospect tournament in ROH, where he got destroyed by Punishment Martinez.
Punishments.
Yeah, but he put on a decent fight, but yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
but match of the night for me was AR Fox versus Swerve Shane Strickland.
good as it gets is literally the tagline they had for that match. As good as it gets was that the title of that match.
Yep.
Good
Man,
reason.
I honestly thought AR Fox was going to win.
I knew Shane was in line for something big. I didn't know, but I had a feeling. Because if I was looking at it, he definitely would be. And he did.
But there were a lot of near falls in this match. Like, it was crazy. It was like move after move after move after big move after big move after big move.
So good.
Like, this was excellent. This was an excellent match. And I got to run into AR Fox during intermission, gave him a fist bump, told him that, enjoyed his match. His match was awesome. Was really cool. He appreciated that. So, but yeah, man, just stuff like that is so cool to do. Just go up to the wrestler, hey, good job.
Yeah. Tell him how awesome he is for like a second and then move along.
Yeah, I mean, if he wanted to converse, I would have conversed. But I mean, I figured, he had stuff to do,
Exactly.
you know. But that was the match of the night for me. And then we saw the first half of the Street Profits and Angelo Dawkins take on Eddie Kingston, which, I got my first taste of Eddie Kingston through Chikara. At the time, he was the Chikara Grand Champion when I first went to a Chikara show. And but yeah, this was a pretty hard hitting match, and it resulted in Eddie Kingston using the chair, and Mr. Angelo Dawkins winning by disqualification.
And got a chair bent on him.
Yeah, like Angelo Dawkins got towed up. I mean, it was bad.
Hurt that dude. Yeah. Beat his ass.
We had the Evolve Championship match, which the champion Austin Theory defended against Anthony Henry, and this was a pretty intense match as well. But ultimately,
A lot of history.
yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Austin Theory did pick up the victory. Priscilla Kelly came out.
Yeah.
And she had on black leather. Very tight black leather. And I know you were digging that.
Oh, no comment. I'm good. I'm not.
But yeah,
It's very pretty light.
But yeah, that was segment there. For those that don't know, Priscilla Kelly was in the Mae Young Classic. So,
Yeah, watch that match if you want to see just a beautiful cloud wrestling back there. Oh boy.
wow.
I'm sorry. Cheers. Yes.
And then we also had the other title match, the WWN Championship match, where the champion JD Drake defended against the other half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford, which the Street Profits are the Evolve Tag Team Champions.
Mm-hmm. It's Chop City.
Chop City indeed. And Montez Ford pulled a ricochet, did a flip from the middle of the ring to the outside, and landed on his feet. He pulled a ricochet.
That was insane.
Which, Montez Ford is a lot skinnier than Ricochet. Let's be real. Like, I'm just saying.
And he's a lot taller, too. He is a tall dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great match back and forth. We got to experience the Fury chops right in front of us from JD Drake to Montez Ford. But yeah, overall, great match. JD Drake retained. Said some really good things about Montez Ford, and they embraced in a handshake. And then, out of nowhere, here comes Eddie Kingston. We had Joe Gacy, Swerve, and Colby Carino come out to attack Montez Ford and JD Drake. Although Angelo Dawkins tried to come in and help out, which that didn't really last. And he got destroyed.
He was so hurt from her.
Yeah, from the previous match. And yeah, we have these four men standing tall. And they have formed...
They were not wanted.
Yeah. And they formed a stable.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Before our eyes. We got to see a stable form before our eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Eddie Kingston got on the mic and just laid down the law.
Mm-hmm.
And then this led to the main event of the evening. Dream match, only in Evolve. We had Darby Allin take on Adam Cole, baby, of the Undisputed Era. Great match. Although it was pretty funny. Darby Allin made his entrance and he got to me. He was like, "Hey, you like this song?" And for a second, I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
Rose.
Yeah, sure. yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's great.
It was some sort of pop song that was his entrance theme. It was weird, but I mean, hey, yeah, sure, it was cool, great, yeah. Darby Allin was doing some flippy stuff. He did a little bit of flippy stuff. Adam Cole, pretty much had, the biggest amount of offense in this as expected, and did all the taunting and everything, and then eventually got the victory. But yeah, and then here comes Austin Theory, and then here comes Priscilla Kelly, which Priscilla Kelly nailed a super kick, and then she got super kicked.
Yeah, by somebody else.
So, we not only saw a new stable formed, but we also witnessed a heel turn. Anthony Henry came out and sealed a heel turn by attacking Darby Allin.
Oh, but first he attacked Priscilla Kelly, that son of a bitch.
And that is
How dare you ruin?
Yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah. she got her head kicked off.
Yes, she did.
And not only that,
Darby Allin.
we saw Anthony Henry put Darby Allin through a table with a double foot stomp.
Insane.
Yeah. And that is how Evolve 122 closed out. It was an excellent show. And I do hope, which I'm pretty sure, Evolve will make another return to Concord at some point. And I would love to be there again. Front row.
I want it.
Since
I need it.
tickets are not expensive at all.
And now we'll have 50% off.
Oh, yeah, that counts for tickets. Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
So we could get front row for even more dirt cheap.
Holler.
Man, shoot. We need to take a tour. An Evolve tour.
I love it.
But, once again, bro, thank you so much for joining me for Evolve 22. This was a lot of fun.
My pleasure.
All right. Now that that's over, let's get into some WWE.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So, had quite an interesting turn of events here. There were 4 NXT call-ups that were really, really, really busy this week. Very, very busy.
Odd as hell.
We had, might as well say it, we had DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. We had Ricochet. And we had Aleister Black. We know that out of the 4, 2 of them did triple duty. Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano performed on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown of this week.
Yep.
They were very, very busy. And
they recorded tapings, dog. They had tapings for NXT, too.
Right. Here's the thing. So, okay, these 4 get the spotlight, and they get to wrestle.
Well, you know why, though.
Tell us why.
The report is that Vince was freaking out, got to the venue. Previously, he had asked somebody who are the top guys in NXT. They gave them those names. Didn't ask Triple H about it. Didn't talk to him about it at all. Triple H found about it the day of, after stuff had already been put in motion. And he saved at least Ricochet because Vince wanted Ricochet versus Finn Balor, and Triple H was like, absolutely not. They're both faces. You can't have Ricochet eat that pin. That kind of ruins it.
Right.
So they made a tag match. Yeah. So it's just all this stuff was last minute because it was supposed to be Seth Rollins' heavy show, but he's still not cleared for in-ring stuff. So they had to cut that.
Right.
So that kind of it's literally just Vince freaking out because he says that the main roster is stale and that he doesn't have superstars.
Here's the thing with that. They, not that long ago, brought up some NXT talent.
Yep.
In Heavy Machinery, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, EC3, and I know I'm missing somebody.
Lacey Evans?
No, I said Lacey. Yeah. I said Lacey Evans.
Nikki Cross?
Yeah, I said her. Heavy Machinery.
There was only a few.
EC3. I thought there was one more, but yeah, and they're not really like.
Oh, Lars Sullivan.
Oh, Lars Sullivan, which we still have yet to see.
He's never doing nothing.
And EC3 has only had one match on the main roster.
He's had two. He's only won one.
Wait, what? Wait. When was
He
the
had
other?
2 against Dean Ambrose. He won the first one and lost the second one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah, that's
um, Lacey Evans still has yet to wrestle on the main roster. All she's
but
done is made appearances and has performed at the Royal Rumble.
she's going to get pushed to the moon because apparently they see her as like they're looking at. Apparently, the rumor is they're looking at her like they look at Charlotte. Like they want to build her to be the top shit.
Really?
They think she's a quality talent. Apparently, I don't know.
How do you feel about that?
That's the. I feel that's stupid, but whatever.
But like,
They need to build up something.
I mean,
It's just such a choice.
but why? Why are they not getting her in the ring though? Like,
They're dumb because they want to do a slow build, and she, like I'm telling you, man, she is going to face Asuka at WrestleMania. If they decide not to do something where Charlotte gets like fights in 2 matches and wins the championship, and they want to 4 horsewomen stopping like into the show on top to set up the MMA horsewomen in, but who knows?
yeah, but they would have to scramble like crazy to get that to happen by
It had to be like a last. Well, it'll be a last minute thing. It would have to be like Charlotte that first match. Like she'd have to. Yeah, that they fucked it up. They can't do it now.
No, there's no way.
Because they can't have it go on last. Because Charlotte would literally have to wrestle 1 match earlier tonight and then lose, which would hurt. But
I mean, I'm okay.
They want all at championship. So.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm okay if it came down to Lacey Evans versus Asuka at WrestleMania. I can deal with that.
It's going to be like the first match on the card. If that's the case.
Yeah, most likely.
Definitely going to be on very early.
Unless it's the Cruiserweight Championship match, but
Yeah.
or which that might even be the pre-show.
I'm about to say that'll be on the pre-show.
But like, my thing is this: because pretty much what they're doing right now is very similar to what Emma, aka Tennille Dashwood, dealt with on her second return to the main roster before she was out of there, which was dumb. The whole Emmalina, so dumb. And I feel like that's what they're doing with Lacey Evans, and it's dumb. Like, we know what she can do throughout NXT and throughout her time and with how long she lasted in the Royal Rumble. It's like, dang, put her in a freaking match already. Like, build her up.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to build her up this way. It's the weirdest possible way to do it.
Like, it's dumb. It is so dumb.
It's lazy.
And I mean, even Nikki Cross. Like, I mean, they had her teamed up with Alicia Fox, which is dumb in itself.
Stupid.
Like, but now, supposedly, like, they're concentrating on building up freaking Mandy Rose. Like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way.
Yeah, get your freak out of the way.
You don't have your women's champion on the other main roster brand on TV for at least a handful of weeks. It was since January 22nd. January 22nd.
Disrespectful.
And she finally has a match, and she gets pinned by Mandy Rose?
Because that match was only meant to help Mandy.
My whole thing is, why Mandy Rose? Like, why are we going back to, focus on pushing the hot chicks, the hot blondes? Are you kidding me?
Vince thinks she's got something.
Like, come on now. We all dang on well know Mandy Rose ain't taking no title from no Asuka.
No, it's literally just a circle jerk. We're just wasting time. They're gonna do everything they can to try to make us believe, but nobody's gonna believe that. nobody's going to seriously buy that Mandy Rose is going to be. But then the only way they try to keep interest, and I know this is how they're going to do it, is with Sonya Deville being out there. Just the chance that she could cost her the championship, it's highly unlikely.
You know what's even the most biggest load of bullcrap?
What?
Is the fact that the losses that Asuka have suffered in her WWE career have been against Charlotte, which I don't blame for. I get it.
It's Charlotte.
Carmella and freaking Mandy Rose.
Yeah, one of those is great, and the other two are whatever.
Those are her 3 main losses.
And actually, to be totally honest, it's definitely in a tier system. Charlotte is definitely the top. Carmella's and Mandy Rose is the worst.
Like,
and all 3 of those, like, she is definitely the weak link in that.
Because, I'm sorry, Carmella was weak as a heel. Weak. They made her look weak.
She was a yeah, they didn't do a good job of having her being a chicken shit heel. They should have never gotten rid of Ellsworth in the first place, but then bringing him back was just like, okay, whatever. They just never gotten rid of him.
And she beat Asuka twice.
Well, they didn't want Charlotte coming back and beating Asuka for the shit, because that's what would have happened. So count yourself at least a little lucky.
And now
that'd have been two for Charlotte, and then Asuka would have been dead in the water.
And now, supposedly, the idea.
Oh shit! Hold on. Is that where we were? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I got the event on TV. I'm trying to see, because now he's throwing dudes into the. Ooh. Yeah, it's that first match where we're just tossing dudes. That's crazy. It's so crazy we could watch a show that we were on.
Indeed.
It's so cool. You can see. Oh, is that us? I feel like that. Yeah, I think that's by the door. So we were actually upside. Oh God. This match is crazy.
But now I'm starting to get the idea that it's going to be Mandy Rose versus Asuka at Fastlane.
Oh, dude, that's 100% what it's going to be.
And that honestly might as well be that honestly might as well be a freaking squash match.
Might as well be a handicap match, to be honest with you.
Like, I would have been better off if it was freaking Sonya Deville.
That's what people wanted, but I mean, that was the closest thing people wanted to that, and they were like, nah.
And it's like I said when we talked earlier, as far as WrestleMania, this would have been the perfect time to bring in Kairi Sane to be the one that takes on Asuka at WrestleMania. People would want to see that match.
You would think so, but apparently they don't know that. They don't, because Vince doesn't keep up with WWE. He doesn't keep up with NXT. He doesn't know who anybody is there, which is why he treats them the way he does when they get there. He doesn't know anything about them, so he kills them instantly. So it's even them not going is even better for them, because I am afraid for Alistair and them, because the fact that he brought them in and it was like, okay, we need stars, because the people that I've had on this main roster that I haven't built up at all in service of one person aren't stars. It doesn't matter if people like them and they cheer for them. They're not stars, because I have buried them beneath the weight of Roman for years. Roman and Brock Lesnar for years. But it's just, the cycle is just going to continue itself, because the crowd, unless they're in a place, well, SmackDown's crowd was better because it was Lafayette. So they were louder, so I was thankful for that.
Oh, that Raw crowd was dead.
They were trash. They could have single-handedly killed all of those guys. All of them. They just gave them nothing. And the whole time that was happening, I was so mad, because I was like, this is what gives Vince the feeling that he can just destroy these dudes and just use them for nothing because of these kind of reactions. You people are the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
These
And
guys are killing themselves, and you're giving them nothing. And Vince hears that. He's like, "Well, they're shit. Get them out of here. I don't want to see them anymore." And it's like, but no, that's not the case. You threw them out there like a bunch of assholes against a crowd that had no idea what was going on.
yeah, exactly. And it just really makes the case worse considering you know the talent that was just brought on, which is, premier talent, premier,
They need to build up okay. So I even give you this right. The stuff on Raw. The
yeah.
problem with the stuff on Raw was all those matches were against people who have no momentum whatsoever. Nobody they matched with had any momentum.
I get the Revival,
because Revival wasn't even they weren't even on the pay per view. So
That's
where
true.
was their momentum? Their momentum from last Monday, and that was what they haven't done anything online. They haven't done any videos for them.
Oh yeah,
the only
that
thing
was
you
when
see
they
on
won the tag team
.com,
championships.
yeah, out of nowhere, and they've done nothing with that. Like you have videos with them doing any backstage stuff. You've seen more from New Day and Kofi have them
True.
over the last week, as you should, because that shit was amazing.
Right,
but it's
right.
just kind of like it's just like you're putting these new guys up against people who have no momentum, and you're surprised that nobody reacts to them because you've done nothing to build them up. We're still wondering what the hell you're doing with the last NXT call-ups.
Yeah, which seemed to have
What the hell are you doing with them?
Flatlined, if you ask me. Because
other than Lacey, which I was kind of hoping, I was like, oh, Lacey going to be Heavy Machinery's manager, but now I'm hearing that, like, so that means no. Like I thought they were going to pair that, have like a weird pairing,
yeah,
and kind of them together, but nope, not doing that. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
I just want her in the ring. That's
it
really
needs to happen.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
as you were specifying, yeah, Finn Balor and Ricochet, like, they took on Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Why they're still together, I have no idea.
Because Vince forgot he needed to have a tag match because he wanted Ricochet to fight Finn like an idiot.
Yeah, because
he doesn't watch anything. It's the same reason why Gargano and Ciampa act like faces, and they're acting totally different on NXT because that's where their story is.
Right.
So all it does is it reinforces my usual feeling until after WrestleMania is, why do I care?
Yeah, and then
there's no reason for me to care.
Because you had them defeat the newly crowned Raw Tag Team Champions, which that sucked what little momentum they may have had out of them.
Yeah, because and also that puts them in title contention because now they should move up the rankings, so they just best team ostensibly on your brand. So what the hell? They got their own issues on NXT that they're dealing with, and if you listen to those spoilers from the tapings, I don't know how the hell this shit's gonna work. None of it's gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. They're gonna have to explain something for 3 weeks at least, because I don't know when that so whatever I'm talking about it happens on, but that's at least next month, yo.
And then you had Aleister Black dethrone Elias.
Yeah, and Elias has been dead in the water. He lost to Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
He's not even an active wrestler, and he lost to him. Like, that doesn't... Anybody... Elias should beat Jeff Jarrett, not the other way around. Then he would have had some momentum. Nope,
it put him easily back to a heel that quick, that's for sure.
That's so stupid.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are still losers.
I don't know. I don't know what they're waiting on for that. That's the part that bugs me out. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing with them? What are you doing? Why is this happening?
And
let them win already. Have to wait until damn WrestleMania. That's stupid.
Yeah. And we got to see Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin again.
And guess what happened? He didn't even need help to beat him this time.
Nope. Well, Braun Strowman, got revenge, but
I'm just saying, like, it's so weird. It's just like, So why didn't he have his buddies that helped him on Sunday help him again? Is there a
Yeah.
reason? No. Oh, okay, there's not a reason. I got you. It's just because that's the thing to do.
And we got Nia Jackson Tamina confronting the newly crowned WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Boston Hug Connection. So,
Oh yeah.
which I mean, that doesn't surprise me, as them to be the up and coming potential next challengers for the titles. Drew
Title defended across all brands. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, that's another special note. These tag team
as well.
titles are eligible to be defended on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Spoiler alert: they're going to be on T soon
Yep.
to announce such.
Which I'm hoping, if that's the case, maybe a certain Japanese tag team may take advantage, and we may get a little dream women's tag team championship match in the Sky Pirates versus the Boston Hug Connection.
Highly likely, at some point.
Now let me ask you this: do you think they would retain?
Yes.
I believe they would.
You're going to have them. You're going to have them booked to beat the two of the four horsewomen already. Nope.
No, I was talking about the Sky Pirates.
Oh, what do you mean retain? They said they were retained. I thought you said they were retained. I was like, you're talking about the actual champs.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, yes, the champs were retained. Yes.
Yeah,
I just said.
Yeah. Why did you say the four horsewomen?
No, I'm talking about two of the four horsewomen. You're going to dethrone two of the four horsewomen?
Oh.
I do not consider the other MMA ones. I call them the women. I'm not calling them.
They wouldn't have.
Daddy's in it. Got it about legacy.
They wouldn't have a chance against Boston Hug Connection. Are you kidding me?
No. Ass on.
But I think them versus the Sky Pirates would be a nice dream match.
Oh, God. Everybody
But but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what kind of develops. And Ruby Riott gets a title rematch, which wasn't a squash match this time.
No, still a waste of time.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to do something with the leader of the Riot Squad. So I mean,
they literally just needed to fill time. It was such a pointless endeavor.
Not to mention that was the main event of that evening.
Yeah, that's a trash. After I've already seen a squash match between those two.
Dang, Ronda Rousey was the main event there. She was the main event at WWE Evolution. Jeez.
And those matches have not been great.
Nah.
They've been quick and boring.
Yeah.
They have been worse than Brock Lesnar's first matches as damn Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Other than this, Sasha. Yeah. Other than that,
she just needs something, she just needs something more to concentrate on instead of just like having her way with the Riot Squad so easily.
Yeah, Riot Squad has just been buried. There's no saying. You're not going to convince me otherwise now. You've already done too much to make me understand that's not the case. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've done too much to let me know that they're not a threat to be worried about.
Yeah,
so I believe you booked them out. That's the way that I see them. You do not get to have it both ways. You have to build love.
So, anything else you want to add on the Raw side?
Hell no. It's garbage.
All right, SmackDown. So we know that Shane McMahon and The Miz will get a rematch for the tag team titles at Fastlane against the Usos.
Boo! I thought there was no automatic rematches. Boo!
But it's Shane McMahon. I mean, Shane McMahon is
One shit. They just lost. How they get another shot? Boo. They're breaking their own rules. I didn't set that up. I'm the GM. Boo.
You silly. But yeah, they get a rematch. They get a rematch.
I can't wait for the Miz to give him the skull crushing finale. Oh, after they lose again, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. This is definitely bound to happen.
He's gonna do it. I can't wait because I'm sick of this, and I'm just take him out, man.
And Charlotte's new boyfriend, Andrade, took on Aleister Black and lost to Aleister Black.
I just saw. Oh my God! Sorry. Breaking news! I just saw the horrible landing into the damn guardrail at our show. Oh, that was horrible.
Still cringeworthy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It looks painful as shit.
But yeah, Aleister Black, another match on SmackDown, defeated Andrade.
Much better match, I guess. Much better.
Yeah, because both superstars are great. DIY also was in action. They took on and defeated The Bar. So dang, they've beat former tag team champions The Bar and current tag team champions The Revival.
Yeah, right.
And yet they hate each other's guts, or at least Johnny hates Tommaso's guts.
Yep. They definitely hate each other's guts.
And then, yeah, I'm not gonna go into this again. Freaking bump Mandy Rose. Moving on.
Yeah, we'll move right.
Ricochet was in action again against Eric Young.
Yeah, that was another strange one where it's just like, are you serious? Like,
So
you
now,
finally dude back on TV and he has to lose again.
finally, Eric Young gets a match in losing fashion.
Yeah, like, damn, bro.
It does not look good for Sanity.
It hasn't looked good in 2 months, if not 3. I feel like they've been gone for at least 3.
They haven't really had many matches on SmackDown.
They have beaten New Day, then they have lost every other match I believe they've been in.
I feel like that's their only highlight of them being on the main roster.
Yeah.
And then we had a tag team of Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy defeating the new Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. Not only that, Kofi Kingston earns a new opportunity at the WWE Championship when he will take on the new Daniel Bryan at Fastlane.
1-on-1.
1-on-1. So, he gets another shot. The crowd is behind him. This is really, really huge for Kofi Kingston. He's been on a roll.
Oh, I loved him yelling at Randy Orton, stupid, stupid, stupid. That made me so happy.
Yeah. Honestly,
considering the fact that his punk ass yelled at him when he went down for a punt in the head. Remember that shit where he gave him the stiff ass clothesline, the stiff RKO? Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Yeah.
And that killed, and then he basically killed his all of his shit. Yeah. Oh, I bet that felt good for Kofi.
Yeah. Oh, indeed. Had to get revenge
to be able to hit him stiff and then yell. Although for a second I was like, "Yo, did you just screw yourself out of this now?" Because Randy still got some clout, dog.
Yeah, that much is true. But that was a good payback moment. Very good payback moment. But yeah, Kofi Kingston has a lot of momentum. Crowd is behind him. Things are definitely looking up for him.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how things go as he prepares to get another shot at the new Daniel Bryan. Which I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought Luke Harper would have returned by now because he's
Maybe
supposedly he's cleared.
well, you could have him show up and help defeat Daniel Bryan. I mean, help Daniel Bryan at Fastlane. Maybe we could not have him face John Cena or right now it's supposed to be Kevin Owens, but you could set up New Day versus the other two and Daniel Bryan versus Kofi, but they won't, so it's okay. It'd be a triple. That'd be kind of cool, but whatever.
Yeah.
Kofi. He's still huge.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. He'll be that way for a while.
I mean, it's Kofi.
Anything else you want to add to SmackDown?
No, it is the much better show.
Let's go in. Oh, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying it's a much better show. Much, 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 much better.
All right. So let's go ahead and knock out 205 Live.
Okay.
So we got a tournament that Drake Maverick's putting together to determine who Buddy Murphy's next challenger will be for the Cruiserweight Championship. And it will go all the way up to WrestleMania. So it's safe to say the winner of the tournament will end up facing Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania. So it'll be a lot of action going on in 205 Live and building up to whoever it's going to be.
Yeah.
Had a couple of matches. Had 3 matches. Humberto Carrillo took on TJP, who apparently now is a face.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was greeting the fans, slapping hands with the fans, and yeah, TJP is a face now.
Can't make their mind ever. It's all fluid here anymore.
Humberto Carrillo was also joined later on in the match by Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher.
Oh, they were caping for him, your boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was receptive of it for now. I mean, I don't know what's going to develop of this.
Until they turn on him.
But
until they turn on him for doing flippy shit.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's part of his style. So, I mean, they're going to have to kind of deal with that.
They're 100% going to turn on him. It's just, there's no way they...
But why TJP is a face again, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Because really nothing happened for him to turn face, but okay.
Yeah, they just need to do something.
I guess so.
That's as good as it.
Arya Daivari beat Johnny Lyons, which that was pretty much a squash match. Now they're really trying to build up Arya Daivari to be, I guess, another monster heel, perhaps.
Take Hideo's old spot.
Maybe.
He left.
And then, once again, Mike Kanellis is a loser.
Yes. But that match was a better losing effort than the other ones have been.
Right.
I will say.
Lost to Cedric Alexander. And honestly, I really do not know what they're trying to do with Mike Kanellis. Like, I don't know why they're having him lose over and over again. I really don't see the point of it, especially considering him and Maria Kanellis, who's a, legitimate married couple. Like, I honestly don't know what they're trying to do with this. I don't.
I don't think they do either.
Like,
I would pretty much guarantee they don't. They don't seem. They have shown me nothing to make me believe they know what they're doing. I have no faith in them.
It
That
just
shouldn't.
it just really makes no sense. It
Nope.
makes no sense at all. Um, yeah. Anyway, for 205 Live, it was also revealed the first two matches of the start of the tournament would be Tony Nese versus Kalisto and the Brian Kendrick against Drew Gulak.
I expect Gulak to go over in that one.
Yeah, and probably Tony Nese will go over Kalisto.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to build Nese up more, especially after him taking out Noam Dar. Which I have even more feeling now that Noam Dar is going to be on NXT UK for a while.
You'd think so,
Yeah.
considering. Wait, it went down.
All right. NXT UK.
NXT UK.
Alrighty. I'll start out by saying this. Poor Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. They have not been able to win a match together in a while.
Well, I had them win a match. I had a similar matchup not so long ago, and they won it, and it was a barn burner. So
Nice.
I know how to flip.
But they lost to the Coffee Brothers.
Big bastards. Although, why was it not Mark Coffey? I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's nice to have both brothers tag as well. So
Yeah. It's just the way the team set up. They were kind of positioning Coffey to be the leader, so he doesn't be involved in a tag team match.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
We focus on bigger things.
We had a very good match in Trent Seven versus Shane Thorne. I thought that was a really good match. Trent Seven shining in singles. One half of Mustache Mountain.
Yeah, boy.
Was able to get the victory after hitting the 7-star lariat. But yeah, Trent Seven looking strong. The NXT UK Tag Team Champions, James Drake and Zach Gibson, cut a promo, and out comes Oney Larkin and Danny Burch.
Yeah, boy.
So, a little more build up to their upcoming tag team title match, which Danny Burch and Oney Larkin do have a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be good. That'll be really good.
Oh, who myself?
But wait, what?
See,
What was that?
because I see my glasses. I see myself in the Evolve show.
Oh, cool.
Like I can just see my white shirt, my glasses.
Right on, right on. But I don't see Danny Burch and Oney Larkin winning the titles, unfortunately.
I don't know.
But I'm sure they'll pull off a great effort, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the rematch. Rhea Ripley got her rematch for the NXT UK Women's Championship, where she took on Toni Storm. It was once again a back and forth match. I felt like their first meeting together with Toni Storm as the one that won the title. I thought that match was a little bit better than this one, but still, it didn't disappoint.
Definitely disappointed.
But yeah, Toni Storm retained. And it looks like Rhea Ripley will be out of the picture for now, but that only means I could assure and assume that Jenna will eventually be next in line to get a title shot.
Whatever. Your obsession with
queen.
Jenna isn't.
The queen, the one true fashionista.
She's not the queen.
Uh,
Queen.
Charlotte's not a fashionista.
She's a queen. So what, you're calling her a queen before calling her fashionista.
She's a Yas queen.
No.
Yes queen.
Nope.
Anyway.
Nope.
They also did a video vignette for Nina Samuels. Didn't expect that.
I'm wondering why. No. Not even.
Because that's apparent. Because that's another heel. So,
Very weird.
yeah, building up these lady heels. But another pretty cool episode of NXT UK. Anyway, anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
All right. Regular NXT. So, once again, Aleister Black was in action. He had a busy week, and he took on. He took on
8 weeks ago.
Yeah, he took on and defeated Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Era, which has been a while since Roderick Strong has had a singles match.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome, and of course, the Undisputed Era attacked, and Ricochet came out for the save. But yeah, looks like we're seeing a strong team formed here with Aleister Black and Ricochet.
So good.
They seem to have each other's back.
Yeah, man. Well, that's gonna play out later. Spoiler alert.
Now, it was also announced that in 2 weeks, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament will take shape. And so far, 4 of the teams got announced for this tournament. And the winning team will challenge the War Raiders for the Tag Team Championship at TakeOver New York. So far, the 4 teams that have been announced are the Forgotten Sons, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel, the Street Profits. Okay, dude, that's loud. That's loud.
What is that? What was it?
The Street Profits, the Forgotten Sons, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel, and Red Dragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of Undisputed Era. So those are the first 4 teams announced. And, of course, you better believe I am all in on Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Which I'm sure you're not surprised by that.
Nope. I assumed that was going to be the case.
You assumed correctly. We had a match, Mia Yim versus Xia Li, which finally it was good to see Xia Li actually get a match on NXT TV. It was a pretty good match, but Mia Yim introduced a new finisher, the Protect Your Neck finisher.
Protect your neck.
For the 3 count.
I don't know why I thought she had done that before.
Nah, before she had been using Eat Defeat.
Oh, man. Weird.
But
maybe because they said the name of it, and I was like, oh, I've done it before. Maybe that's why I thought she had done it before. Because they already had the name for it. Or at least Marnello had the name for it. Mamma Mia!
Wow. So Mia Yim got the victory, and then here comes Shayna Baszler and her
Heifers.
Yeah, her lackeys.
Her. I'm about to say something real foul. Let me chill out.
And MJ Jenkins, Lacey Lane, and Jesse Alabin tried to come out and help Mia Yim, but then they got thrashed.
Got wrecked. It did okay for a while, but then they just got wrecked.
Yeah,
It was like,
they got
you guys
wrecked badly.
are trainees, aren't you? Yeah, you're still trainees, quote unquote. Even though you were in a friggin' Mae Young Classic and shit. And one of you had moved on. At least two of you had moved on.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at
that's
least in one round, and you couldn't defeat. But the other two, they ain't been in shit. But whatever, and nothing but losses.
yeah, that much is true. And but yeah, man, it's just so we have to keep an eye out for supposed rivalry between Shayna and Mia Yim that's slowly building on the side. But yeah, we'll have to see what takes shape with that. And, just to see, the other three, Lacey Lane, Jesse Alabine, and MJ Jenkins on NXT TV for that moment. Hopefully, this will kind of usher them into having some matches finally on NXT TV. I mean, it finally happened with Xia Li, so this gives me hope.
Yeah, here we go. We can actually do it.
Um, there was also a promo cut by Bianca Belair. Pretty much,
Her tweener promo.
Yeah, her tweener promo. Taking a shot.
That's what it felt like. It felt like a tweener promo. Sorry.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You're good. I can agree with that. But yeah, took some shots at Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, and Io Shirai.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of things that comes to mind about this for me. One is, and I don't really like the idea, but I get it to the point where they probably don't have a choice but to do this. But I'm pretty much thinking there's going to be a fatal 4-way match between.
Well, that's yeah. Well, did you watch the rate? Did you read the tapings? Because you're very good at that, because that's exactly what happened. Because somebody got involved in a triple threat match.
Well, I figured it was either gonna come down
or
to
2-on-2. It was 2-on-2. It was Io versus Bianca. And Shannon got involved. She can't help herself.
Well, I was originally thinking either they were gonna have a fatal 4-way for the title, or there was gonna be a triple threat match to determine the number one contender. I figured one of those two options was going to happen in order to really kind of settle this.
Yeah.
But I still truly feel like, no matter what they would have chosen, I feel like Bianca Belair still should get the rematch.
Oh God, yeah.
Because
she should be the one to take out old girl and send her on her way so she can move on and be a heel against Io and then lose and all that good shit.
Yeah, and and also part of that is you kind of keep the friendship bond of Io and Kairi still intact in a way.
Keep it viable for doing stuff with it.
Yeah, because when you have Bianca win, then it kind of shuts that down. But if you had Kairi or Io win, then at some point jealousy would build up between the two. I would think, and it would be more so for Io, because I really don't see them even thinking about turning Kairi heel. It would make no sense.
It'd be real weird.
They would have to change her gimmick. They would have to entirely change her gimmick, just like with Lucha Underground. She would have to be like that.
Yeah. It's for the kids, man. It's just for the kids.
Yeah, and not to say that Io isn't, but Io, because of how she is, even back in Stardom, she knows and has much more experience of being a face and being a heel. So I feel like, with her, being a cocky heel, it's more fitting for her than for Kairi. But If they do end up doing but see, that's the thing. Like, if they do a fatal four way for the title, then
Mhm.
it would only make the most sense that if Bianca does win it, she pins Shayna.
Yeah.
Because if anybody else gets pinned, it totally just does not make it that legit to me.
Yeah, the fatal four way. Anytime it's multiple person, it does save a matchup if they wanted to do Shayna versus Bianca later on, but I don't feel like they would even need to. So
Yeah,
at this point,
especially after Shayna being in a 6-woman tag team match and her eating 3 finishers and the pin. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that already is a big chunk torn out of her armor right there. So,
yeah, which is now it makes her. I guess that it does inform her now wanting to put like the whole like get everybody under her thumb so that they don't do that anymore. Like, it does make storyline sense
yeah,
now, considering what's going to happen in tapings with her just attacking everybody,
yeah,
and just like with the this week's episode, she's like, you know what? No, you guys are not scared of me anymore. I need to reestablish the fear.
right. And, she did that with Mia Yim. And, I'm sure that's definitely going to continue. I mean, they still have time leading up to TakeOver New York. So they still got some time to really build that up strong. But like I said, I think we're both in agreement that at the end of the day, Bianca takes the title from Shayna.
Yeah, and also the weird thing about the Mia Yim part is the Mia Yim stuff feels like they're building towards Mia Yim doing, but I'm like, but you already got 3 other women in her way. I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna have Mia Yim turn heel because she's gonna have to basically fight her way through 3 other people.
Well, I was
She
thinking,
just got attacked pretty singularly with the whole holding her knee to the face, and she was already like, "Bump that! I'm not listening to you, Shayna." Uh,
yeah,
um, so it's just kind of weird. I like the fact that they had her do that because that feels like something Mia Yim would do
right.
as a veteran, even more so than Shayna's pretty green thing about it.
But
But it's weird.
it is weird also because Mia Yim was also Shayna Baszler's good friend and
Real
roommate as well. So
Yeah,
like, I mean, if they do it right, they have some options. But I feel like with what they've established so far with Mia Yim, because she's kind of like, I'm not gonna say she's like a Stone Cold face, because I mean she hasn't really fully embraced it yet.
yeah,
But I mean, we know that it's clear that she's a face. Like, without question,
yeah,
she's a
yeah.
face.
She's obviously yeah.
Um, the persona doesn't seem face like, but we know she's a face.
It's just more she's the badass. Like the way they presented her is like she's a badass who's been a lot of places and has fought a lot of people.
Exactly, and that's fine. That's fine. Like, there's room for that. But the thing is, now you have to wonder, because she had attempted backup from 3 others that, of course, it's safe to say they will be faces as well because they don't like Shayna and her army. So, I mean, that's obvious. Plus, you finally got Xia Li making her NXT TV debut, who had been a face since the beginning. So, I don't know, man. Like, is it me or does it feel like, is the NXT roster just, women's division, is it just now getting overloaded with faces?
It's too big. They have a lot, and they have they have Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne. They've got the 3 ladies. Who else they have as heel?
They got Reina Gonzalez, but she only appeared like that one other time
Yeah,
against Mia Yim. And, Tainara Conti, she's
yeah,
a face now. So,
yeah. It's mostly, but the reason why everybody else is kind of a face just by default because Shayna is so Shayna. She kind of pits herself against everybody, so everybody's a face by default. Other than Aaliyah, because she's easy to hate.
So it's kind of like Shayna versus the world in a way.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the way it feels anyway.
And the only thing is she has backup, you know.
Mm-hmm. Why she's able to do.
But my thing is,
like, if it was just her by herself, she wouldn't do it.
The only thing that sucks is, let's be real, her backup is weak. Like literally,
no, they're greener than she is, but at least they have something that most people don't. They have a background that's legitimate, and in WWE, if you have a background that's legitimate, you automatically are kind of portrayed as at least legitimate. A legitimate threat, at least, not even if you don't win, you know.
But think about it. Let's
like them.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'd say it's kind of like just like it is with them. They're considered a viable threat, but they never win tag team matches. They just beat up people a lot.
Oh, so you mean like you're saying they're a threat on paper? Just
yes, but they're just it. But literally every time they're in the ring with people. And all these people they're in the ring with have been doing this longer. They're always defeated.
Yeah,
they have yet to win.
And
I hope it stays that way because I mean it can't stay that way forever. Because they have to win eventually,
right?
But it needs to be against like jobbers. It doesn't. But that's the unfortunate thing about booking them. They have to win something. But even if they're not credible, I mean, even if they're just in the time they've been pro wrestling, they're not credible. They're going to have to be credible if they're going to continue to be Shayna's backup. They can't keep losing.
Yeah, and the thing is, the only idea I can think of is maybe put those two in a match against like a Jesse Elabon and MJ Jenkins or something like that to at least.
And I haven't read all the tapings. I've only seen like the news reports of the big stuff. So it's possible that could happen because that would make sense to me if you're going to book them. But I think currently the matches that they're setting up they're Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic starting again. So this is kind of almost the worst season of time to be trying to do that with people because there's not that much time before WrestleMania in your shows. Like you only have. You only have like what 6 episodes or so that you can. And they tape 3 recently. They have 6 episodes to get ready for. They tape in advance. So they literally have 6 episodes to get ready.
Yeah, and they don't really have enough time to really spread the women like the TV time with the ladies. I mean, shoot, I'm not even convinced that the Sky Pirates will sneak in another tag team match by that time. I mean, it might, but I think the big concentration is going to be the build up to, the Fatal 4-Way or, Triple Threat, whatever they decide to do. And, that's going to take time away from the Sky Pirates teaming up.
It's going to take away from all the other women in every pairing because they do not do more than one women's match on NXT.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, you heard that Rachel Evers got signed and Karen Q got signed. And, like, another thing, when is Casey Catanzaro going to make her NXT debut? She was in the freaking Royal Rumble. So, like...
Probably being a loss.
I mean, there's just a lot going on. And maybe NXT, within the division will also experience a shakeup as well, as far as to kind of shake things up with the roster, because I'm sure eventually Matt Riddle is going to be in the title picture. Maybe Keith Lee will be in the North American title picture.
Spoiler alert: we already know that Matt Riddle is going to definitely be in the North American title picture.
Yeah, I mean, he's even had interviews and stuff. So.
Well, he interacts with Velveteen Dream when Velveteen Dream has his title out during things, and it's just like, well, I want to fight you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is definitely going to be those two. And it'll probably
So
Matt Riddle wins the belt, and then Velveteen leave. They're not going to do the NXT Championship, which they probably will, since he'll be one of the few left.
yeah, because I mean they haven't really built up anybody for the NXT Championship since Tommaso Ciampa's
Uh,
defense against Aleister Black.
he's the only one to have been in an NXT title match that hasn't been Johnny Gargano or Aleister Black.
Right.
And Gargano's going to get that swan song match at NXT that'll end with one or if not both of them going, leaving NXT like for good after that. Like I fully doubt that they'll still be in after that. It's at least one of them.
So
Gargano kind of needs to leave just to finish it up correctly, but who knows what they're going to do? But you would think Gargano would win.
So pretty much you're saying at least like by the time spring ends, DIY, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black should be 100% completely done with NXT.
Ricochet, maybe not Velveteen. Velveteen, they might hold on to for a little bit longer just to keep some star power.
But at least Ricochet.
Yeah, the four that have been on the main roster this last week, those dudes are gone after WrestleMania. There's no way they don't wrap them up at TakeOver New York. They have to. Like they kind of have to at this point because you're not going to be able to keep them on all three brands for much longer after WrestleMania happens, you know?
Right. Now, here's another thing, just to kind of slightly switch gears. So, we know the women's tag team championships can be defended in SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. Now, Boston Hug if Boston Hug were to make an appearance in NXT, like, the only challenge that I could see happening is them versus the Sky Pirates, because let's be real. If Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir had a shot, they would get destroyed.
As they should.
But other than those two, what other team really
there isn't any other?
Is there?
But there aren't any other teams. That's the thing. The only established tag team so far is the Sky Pirates.
Yeah,
and they're only established in the fact that they've had like 2 matches, and we know that's they gave them a name, but there are no other established tag teams on NXT at all. There just aren't, other than maybe Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne now, but they're not going to be challenging for the tag team titles. That's not happening because there's nobody else for them to face. There's nobody else for them to face.
Yeah, and I still feel like the main concentration with that group is building up Aaliyah as a singles, and just Vanessa
you would think
Bourne kind of like being her side chick, I guess. I don't know.
I would rather them be built as a tag team if that's the way you're going to go. I don't want Aaliyah to be singles because now you can have your first real tag team.
Really, you don't like Aaliyah as a singles?
No, there's no point in it because do you buy her as a credible singles competitor for NXT Championship one day? NXT Women's Championship? I don't. Tag Team Championship, I'm fine with. Women's Championship single? Nope. Unless she's like a part of a group, I don't see it because she's just not. No.
She's not really in the type of spotlight that would really warrant a chance at building her up towards that, because we still have a Shayna Baszler, we still have a Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair. Because there's so many bigger names, it would be hard for her to really get established. Like, I could understand if maybe there was if there was a women's mid card title, maybe.
Yeah.
But
that's not happening ever. But it's just it's the kind of thing where it's like, tag team makes the only real sense.
Yeah.
Like you should make them a tag team. Make them a crew, give them a name, add a third member if you want to. Like a larger performer.
Yeah.
Just as like a size, like imposing kind of situation, and then you're fine. And she could be the one that they point towards the singles title just to lose it. I mean, she can't win it, but she can at least be involved.
Yeah,
and you can involve them and have maybe the mouthpiece. And there's ways to do it, but Aaliyah can't be the one going for the main championship. She can't. She's just not. She's not credible up against anybody that's the top five women, as far as like Shayna, Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and I don't know who I would put fifth at this point.
And
Um,
see, my thing is like, there's just certain folks that I
Candice
feel.
LeRae. Candice LeRae would be number five. Everybody else is like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. And my thing is, seeing that, with the shakeup and everything come WrestleMania, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this now. I honestly don't see Kyrie Sane still being there after WrestleMania. I think she
She
should.
needs, she has to go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Bring her to SmackDown so you could do something with her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. She would be a better fit.
Raw kills her. Raw would kill her.
Cause I still
It's
think
just it's not a show that's made for that kind of thing.
because I still think she would have a great rivalry with Asuka.
She should be built up as like Asuka should. That could be a perfect way to have Asuka go heel if
Oh,
you
absolutely.
wanted to hold. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to hold off, that'd be the perfect way to do it. You could just have Asuka feel the heat from her like making her way up the ladder,
Oh yeah,
and you
definitely.
already have a credible singles feud and singles competitor instantly. You don't have to build her up really. You give her two matches, and Asuka starts feeling that heat. You can put them in a tag team match against the Iconics or somebody, but just there's so many easy ways to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, me personally, I think it'd be great if she was built up as the surprise opponent for Asuka at WrestleMania, especially since the whole Asuka Charlotte 2 ain't happening.
Yeah,
But
be all over that.
that's just my
Although
personal opinion.
although I'd book Charlotte versus Asuka too, but that's
Yeah.
just me wanting to close a chapter, like make it 50-50, so there's a third match at SummerSlam or something. But
Yeah,
whatever.
that would have been perfect. I mean, I felt like that really.
And I would have totally had Asuka win at WrestleMania, then lose at SummerSlam, just to give her a longer title run and just Charlotte reestablish herself. But you also help establish Asuka with a title run, like a longer title run.
But why would you have Asuka lose it right back to Charlotte though? Why can't she lose it to
It'd be
anybody else?
because I mean I wouldn't because the way I would do it I would have because I wouldn't have her turn heel against Kari. I would have Kari fight old girl
Charlotte?
and have like oh yeah
Kind.
imagine
Ooh,
that
interesting.
so good have Charlotte would be such a good heel against a Kari Sane because she wouldn't take her seriously at all. There's no way that character would. And
That's
then
a good
you
point.
can play on that. You can play on that.
Yeah. That actually, you got an idea there, bro, because it makes sense because yeah, Charlotte could not take Kyrie serious at all. Could make fun of her gimmick,
Yeah.
could be just like,
All
you
she would
know,
do is make fun of the whole pirate thing. Make fun that's all she would do because she tries to do that with Becky and it never works because everybody takes Becky seriously, even when she was doofy. But Kairi Sane, the pirate thing is an instant thing to make fun of, and then get your wig split.
and
Like, just, like,
and even if it would be cool if in the midst of that rivalry, give Kyrie one victory, a non-title victory, one victory
yeah,
over Charlotte,
absolutely.
and
Mm-hmm.
building that up, even hitting the elbow drop or whichever. I mean, of course, she's not going to tap out
I
Charlotte.
would no, God no. I would, and I'd even play it up even more and have tag team with Asuka against Charlotte and whoever, and have Kari get the pin on Charlotte. Have Asuka be a little tight about it, and it just
Hmm.
you got a little bit of like Asuka still watching her back, but she's just like, like she's because she wants to be the one that takes out Charlotte, not Kari Sane.
Ooh, that
You have a whole nother thing to add into it if you don't want to have Kyrie take the belt off Charlotte just yet. If you want to have Asuka come screw her out of it and turn heel,
that would
and then
actually
move Charlotte to
trouble.
something else for like a second, and then have them figure their shit out, and then move Kyrie back into the title picture, and you got Kyrie having done all this stuff to get right back to it after having who she thought her friend take it away from her.
That would
after dispatching
probably
her.
that would probably be one of the best ways to turn Asuka heel.
Be a long form story, and you could do a lot of good stuff, and you could actually have a storyline that has multiple people in it, and not just that kind of permeates and changes. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know some people may, talk about Io Shirai as well, but I honestly think probably Io Shirai will be in NXT for at least another year. I mean, after all, she
I
did.
would keep her in there another year
After all, she did
if you're
win
not going to do the tag.
she did win the Future Star of NXT award. So I feel like, I think
Yeah,
she's going to be in there for at least another year and at least have one NXT Women's Championship title run.
absolutely. And also, if you're not going to do the Sky Pirates tag team coming over, then yeah, Io stays. Like Io stays, and she's dominant. Like Asuka's dominant.
But you saved the Sky Pirates for the main roster in the future.
Yes, absolutely. I would be looking for the Sky Pirates because Sky Pirates make so much money on the main roster.
Oh yeah, and
Like all the money.
that would go over with the crowd.
It'd be so good. I would have to do it just not to miss out on it.
And what makes me hopeful is by that time there'll be a couple of more established tag teams.
You would think so. You would think because then you could even because by then you could even bring over like Tony Storm and Piper as a tag team, or just like you could
Yeah.
do a lot. You have a lot of women you could do stuff with.
I mean, if
And
you
even
were to-
by then, well,
I mean, even if you give them a year, I mean, that would give them an opportunity to really kind of establish that because, like,
yep.
I mean,